All right, look, on my channel, we get straight to the content. So listen, man. Recently, we had Shakur Stevenson pick Teofimo Lopez apart. Masterclass in boxing. It was beautiful, right? Especially after all the racial stuff that Teofimo Lopez has been doing. Like, it really made no sense. I was kind of disappointed in Shakur, where, like, I feel like you got to hold these racists accountable. Like, it should never be peace. I don't care if you joke, if you play, once you come off with racist comments and you keep pushing that narrative, you are supposed to be treating that person like the enemy. And when Shakur Stevenson said he wanted his daughter to meet Teofimo Lopez's kid, I was just like, what are you doing, bro? And I understand Shakur Stevenson got a Hispanic father that probably, I don't think his father has been in his life at all. It was stories that his dad reached out, but he never been in his life. His dad's not even alive no more. And he has a black mother. So I was hoping that Shakur Stevenson would carry that better and hold Teofimo Lopez more accountable, but he didn't. So it had me thinking about, the guys, and I grew up a crazy, and to this day, I'm still a combat sports fan. Like, I love combat sports, UFC and MMA. I'm 41. I've been watching UFC since the very first UFC. And I was a young bull, right? These guys, whether it's boxing or UFC, they are so lame. And like a lot of times, especially more so in boxing, you see boxers try to make business decisions, and it's like, bro, but you're not even a business. You need to get all the wins you could get immediately, bro. Like, you trying to protect this undefeated record and you trying to get the best paydays, you need to get really active, bro. I'm not going to go into a crazy rant about it, but like, I didn't see fighters try to hold out. Like, the one that really sticks in my head is Boo Andrade trying to hold out for a Canelo fight. How did that work out? You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't like how none of these combat sports guys carry it. I'm going to start with boxing first because I'm going to go to UFC. So with boxing, when you think about some of the top fighters, you got Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis is a cornball. He is uber talented. Don't get me wrong. Keyshawn Davis is a talented guy. Everything he does, and I'm not even just talking about him jumping the guy. It's just everything he says and everything he does. It's just like, he's a doofball. Like, he calls out Devin Haney. Devin Haney responds, and then Keyshawn Davis goes on Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco show and it's like, if the business is right. Bro, this is not like 1970s boxing, bro. Don't call people out if you don't want to fight them, bro. This is not Rocky, bro. Do you want to fight this man or not? Devin Haney, do you want to fight this man or not? Keyshawn Davis does a lot of corny stuff. Even, like, I get it. Maybe he feels like Shakur Stevenson is his brother because they close. All right, cool. Bro, that's not your brother. And Richardson and Hitchens said it best. Like, if the money right, you got to do it. Like, Shakur Stevenson is not your brother. We're closer to a Jermell Charlo versus Jamal Charlo fight than Keyshawn Davis fighting Shakur Stevenson. Why? Even how Keyshawn Davis is like, oh, well, I might go to 147. Bro, are you going or not? Like, because you're not like a viral sensation like that. You're not a super popular fighter like that. You're extremely talented. You're a cornball. It brings me to Devin Haney. I watch 3 content creators a lot. I watch Southpaw TV. I watch Dante's Boxing Nation, and I watch Boxing Ego, right? Now, not saying Southpaw TV don't know what he's talking about, but it's more like hate/comedy, right? I'm not going to do a big thing about it. And then Dante's Boxing Nation, he comes from like a more political perspective, making stuff like conscious, like how it's false narratives about black fighters, how they treat black fighters, how these commentators talk about black fighters in comparison to Hispanic fighters and white fighters, right? And then if I want like deep details, I go to Boxing Ego. I can't lie, bro. Boxing Ego, he's a funny dude, but he's going to break it down like verbatim, like he's sharp when it comes to this boxing content. I ain't gonna lie, right? So The next person I'm talking about, Devin Haney. Devin Haney is extremely talented. Not going to talk about the Ryan Garcia loss, because at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia was on something. And he tested positive for it. Whether you think that's was Devin Haney in his defensive bag? He wasn't, because it was unacceptable for him to get dropped that many times. But at the end of the day, we need to have an MMA approach. Yo, an MMA fighter can have 2 losses and no one cares. Like, they still want to see him fight. I still want to see Devin Haney fight. Devin Haney is extremely talented, but he does a lot of sucker stuff outside the ring. He does a lot of cornball stuff out the ring. Then we got Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson just put on a masterclass against Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is another one of these racist. You got to realize 90% of the Hispanic fan base in boxing are racist. So why you think Ryan Garcia and I have no choice but to hold the black fighters accountable? Because outside of Terrence Crawford, why y'all don't hold these racist Hispanic fighters accountable? Ryan Garcia said that he hated niggers. Why is any black people around him? Ever. No black people, not a trainer, not a fighter, not an online persona, not an online personality. No one should be around Ryan Garcia. He said he hates niggers. This is his quote. Teofimo Lopez was comfortable referring to black fighters as monkeys and saying whatever monkey wants to get the banana. There's no forgiveness. If you're a black fighter going against him, every time it should be belt to ass. Y'all should not be training with him. No trainer should be working with him if you black. Let him go to his people that he loves so much, because clearly he don't like us. And Shakur Stevenson, he does corny stuff. He carries it corny. He comes off like he's an articulate guy. He's not. He tries. He does know about a shit ton of boxing, and he's sharp at his craft, but he goes about stuff really, really lame, bro. Your dad is Puerto Rican. Cool. Love your dad. Yo, your dad wasn't even in your life. Why are you putting that on your trunks? I don't really think he puts that on the trunk for Puerto Rican pride. I think he does that for a Puerto Rican fan base. But even despite that, he does stuff corny. Then we go to UFC. All UFC is a bunch of crying ass white guys. Whether it's the 2 leading crybaby guys are Kobe Covington and Sean Strickland. Yo, you guys are crybabies. All you do is just cry. Cry about the government. Cry about how people treat about ICE. Cry about immigration. Cry about black people. Cry about Charlie Kirk. Shut the hell up and get a dub. You dudes is crying and not even getting dubs, bro. It's barely any American champs in UFC. It might be 1 or 2, and one of them is a female, and I believe, I could be wrong, the other one is Justin Gaethje. But everywhere you go, it's some new fighter, white dude. He was like, oh, Brittany Griner's a man. Nigga, who cares? Shut the fuck up, you crying ass white dude. All they do is cry and don't get a win. UFC, and it's Dana White's fault. You let all these white guys get all political. And what happens? They just get their ass beat by dudes from fucking Russia, Dagestan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, every stan. They getting their ass kicked. Crybaby activity, bro. These white dudes in UFC, all they do is cry, bitch, complain, moan, and groan, bro. It's like UFC still puts out a good product, and I love it. And it's like, yo, UFC is still dependent on a black American to hold it down for the country. John Jones, my boy. Lord Cokehead. Because y'all can't get it done. Kobe Covington, you love America so much. Get a win for the country. We can't even have a fight in the White House with Americans because none of y'all got a belt. Because y'all bitching. Combat sports is just disgusting right now as we speak, bro. You got these uncool black dudes, and I'm black. These dudes is not carrying the culture properly. And then you go to UFC, you got a bunch of crying, trolling white dudes. Get wins. Get a belt, bro. Too many fans try to align themselves with policies and politics. You got MMA Guru. Yo, yeah, it was a conspiracy theory that he was fat. He not fat. He got buff arms. He's not a fucking athlete. He's another crying ass white guy online that's not doing nothing, bro. A report just came out, 50% of like the birth rate in the white community is dropping because you got fucking guys listening to MMA Guru. He don't know what to do with no pussy. He don't know what to do with no box. He over here trolling Dagestani people, worry about who they marrying. Boy, go bust a nut in something with your big, goofy, unathletic ass. I forget the boy name. You see how nervous MMA Guru was? Crying ass white dude. Joe Rogan. Fuck all that taekwondo. You're a crying ass white dude, bro. I don't even want to be the person to say take politics out of sports, because if people got their political stances, it is what it is. But it's like, you got a political stance and you can't get a win, bro. This is soft ass activity in UFC. Y'all want American trunks, American pride. Y'all getting your ass beat by Russians. Get it in order, because y'all racist, and you want to be racist, cool. I ain't gotta be around you. I don't gotta communicate with you. You're the enemy, and I'm fine with that. You running around with racist people, and they running around with these racist ideologies, and UFC is dependent, hoping that a black, they waiting for the Bull Gable to try to hopefully win a belt in UFC. This is treacherous activity, bro. I hope these combat sports people, boxing and UFC, get this in order. Y'all so worried about y'all online personas. All y'all doofy. Like, subscribe, turn your notifications on. I'm out, y'all.